first Sunday of February. Welcome Stacy and Carolyn and Maybell and Mama Love, Urana and Desiree and Adonde and Sally A. And April and Alicia. It is so good to be with you. I invite you to unmute yourselves and to greet each other on this, what is it? Is it the second day of February?
Good morning,
Hello,
everyone.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning, all. Blessed Sunday,
Good
all.
morning.
Good morning.
All right. We are all here now. Interestingly enough, this is the first Sunday of the month. And what that normally means is that I am holding space and bringing a message. But because of the some extra planning by Carolyn and Stacy, I'm not bringing the message today. So I'm going to turn over the hosting for Spirit Rising to my fellow spiritual midwife, Carolyn, who will lead us through today's community gathering.
Oh, what an honor. And I want to lift up Adonde too, who is also conspiring in this offering this morning. So thank you also, Adonde. Welcome to Spirit Rising. What is that you got there, Stacy? A little fan? Yeah, we're doing something special. We're blessing up the light and the gifts of our core teacher, Rebecca Bennett, who, as we all know, started this beloved community many years ago, and it has grown each of our souls. So we're going to be pouring into our teacher as we share how this space has poured into each of us. Are we excited, people? Are we excited? Right? We are gonna bless this wellspring of spiritual vision that is blessing us. Our sister Rebecca, that has blessed us so big. And I'm wondering, Maybell, since you are in the house, if you might open sacred space for us with a prayer. How would that be?
I can do that. I can definitely do that. And I want to again welcome everyone. It is my pleasure to join you again. I don't join you as often as I would like, but I'm really pleased to be here, and I'm thankful that you're giving us this opportunity to say thank you to Rebecca. So let us take a moment to be silent and take a deep, cleansing, audible breath in and out as we relax into the oneness of all that is. Holy One, you have blessed us with many gifts, all of our lives from our pre-birth until our afterlife. You have continued to bless us with abundance in every way. We give thanks for the special blessing of Rebecca Bennett Kenyatta and all that she has brought to us individually and collectively. We thank you for having her be the catalyst for our growth and evolution, for helping us along the journey to liberation and healing. In thanksgiving, all we can do is pass it on. is to share it with those who come within our sphere of influence, and we ask that we become channels for the flow through of that love and your love to others. Amen.
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 Shay.
May it be so. Thank you, Maybell. Stacy, I wonder if you would start us off today just by telling us some things that you celebrate about the remarkable life and person of Rebecca Bennett. And you've been knowing your sister for a good while, right?
That's right.
You may know some things about her that the rest of us don't know, but would be tickled to know. So I invite you just to start us off, Rebecca. I'm inviting Stacy to start us off with just a framing of your extraordinary life. Whatever you want to share.
So good morning, everyone. Good afternoon to those who may be in the same time zone as me. This may be a little disjointed, so bear with me. But these are the three things that came to me this morning. I must have been channeling Rebecca a little bit because my muse came to me in the early hours of the morning. Okay, so I'm speaking directly. It's a little different, Carolyn, than you may have expected. It's less a framing and more just a direct message to Rebecca.
And I just wanted your voice, so here it is.
So my dearest sister, my fellow traveler, beautiful woman, spirit, witch, and goddess, happy 50th birthday. First, I have to express my gratitude and say thank you to you for choosing to incarnate here and now. Thank you to Maybell Taylor Bennett and Olusegun Abayomi Jawando for ushering you here. Thank you to Ruby Mills Taylor and Raymond Bernard Taylor for laying the groundwork for you. I can feel the emotion coming on already, so I'm sorry in advance. For laying the groundwork for you. Thank you to Anna Rebecca Mills Chester, your namesake, I believe, and all of your ancestors for creating the path for your particular brand of miracle. Thank you to all of the stars of the Pleiades, as well as Arcturus via Mama Maybell, that inhabit your spirit. And thank you to you, the you that is so beautifully you. So that's my prayer of gratitude. Second, instead of sharing a story about you because there were too many and I couldn't decide, and some might not even be appropriate, though funny, I want to say this to you, little sister. You are someone for whom the entire dictionary is necessary, and also someone who words cannot contain. You are tender heart and brilliant brain. You are kind spirit and fierce warrior. You are so many of the most beautiful things that a spirit can be. That you are easily and immediately recognizable as such. Unsurprisingly, celebrated and lauded for those things as well. Rightly so. But here's the thing, little sister. The unexpressed you, the you with chinks, the tired you, the weak you, the vulnerable you, the little girl you, the ignorant you, the totality of you all the way out to your unending tendrils may not be so easily seen, but will always be cherished, held, supported, and loved in this incarnation and every other, and in the next 50 years, as hopefully in the first 50. Last, and just for this occasion, last, Last, in honor of our year-long celebration of Blackness and our celebration of you, I'm going to borrow a little bit from Lyric London's poem, You So Black. And I will interrupt to say this. Rebecca knows there's a groundless and uncontained love that I have for Black people. So it is no accident that this came to my mind today as I was thinking about Rebecca, that it sort of paired up with my love of Blackness. So Lyric London's poem is much longer than this, but I borrow 2 lines. You so black, Rebecca. When you smile, the stars come out. You so black, Rebecca. When you were born, God come out. So I'm gonna leave it there and say, I love you, little sister. Only you know how much. Happy 50th birthday. Pass it back to you, Carolyn.
Wow. Gosh, Stacy, thank you for modeling for us what it is to love a sister all out. It's so touching. It's so touching how you love and how you love your people, how you show up.
I'm blessed.
Rebecca, yeah, say it again.
I'm blessed.
You're totally blessed. Yes. Rebecca, you want to share anything moving in your heart in response?
I just put it in the chat. Thank you so much, dear sister. I love you from life to life. You know, in the there's a saying about people who are very close to you that's my ride or die. And Stacy is my ride or ride. We don't say ride or die because this ride is eternal. So we just gonna keep riding. We just gonna keep riding with each other in these incarnations. Thank you for loving me so generously and for being a dear companion on the journey for at least the last 30 years. It's yeah.
More than that.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute.
30 years in this incarnation.
In this incarnation and much, much longer, I receive your love and I return it fully and brilliantly and completely. This is my partner right here. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are welcome, dear sister.
And I heard you talk about all my parts too. I heard that and I appreciate that. Settle into the thickness of being that all of me is lovable. I appreciate that. May I come to believe it more deeply.
I didn't say lovable. I said loved.
Indeed.
It's not the potential of it, it's the existence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For that holy correction. It's only big sisters can do. And mamas.
And mamas and grandmamas.
Wow. So Stacy has modeled for us what it looks like to show up as big medicine on behalf of one we love. And that's our path for today. That's what we're doing. That's the invitation. Rebecca spoke to me saying, you know what she could really appreciate as a birthday gift is our reflections, particularly our reflections on how the great gifts of spirit that we see in Rebecca and how they have blessed us, and how Rebecca has been a spiritual support to each of us. That's specifically what she asked. I'm going to put that in the chat right here. Because we all need mirroring to know our medicine and to live into it all the more. And I loved how you said, Stacy, just a minute ago, that Rebecca is all things that spirit can be, or so many things that spirit can be. So our teacher is multifaceted and multidimensional, and we're going to get a chance to look at some of those facets through the hearts and sharing of each of us. So I welcome you to reflect upon these questions as Desiree so generously plays us our second song. And Desiree, if you're here, I invite you to play that Queen song.
I'm here. Give me 1 second.
Wonderful, great.
Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Ooh. Hey, Queen. You are not alone. Hey, Queen. You can have whatever you dream. Hey, Queen. Listen to your own inner voice. Hey, Queen. You know what you want. Hey, Queen. 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 Ooh. Hey, Queen. Ooh. You are not alone. Hey, Queen. Ooh. You can have whatever you dream. Hey, Queen. Listen to your own inner voice. Hey, Queen. You know what you want. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. We see you. Hey, Queen. You are not alone. Hey, Queen. Keep going. Hey, Queen. Keep growing. Hey, Queen. You are loved. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen.
Well, beloveds, the floor is open. And yes, we are welcome to share whatever is on our hearts, whatever is moving us to bless up our sister. And there's those questions in the chat. You don't have to follow them stringently, but I welcome them to inspire your reflections. And Rebecca, I give you permission to really pause and take these reflections in, and whatever ways allow them to sink deeper, because usually when our community offers us a blessing, sometimes it just lands on the surface of our skin and doesn't actually reach our heart. And we want to make sure that these reflections reach you at depth. So I will occasionally invite you to reflect on what has been shared, but I invite you also to direct the process. So welcome, Delisha. We are blessing up our core teacher today on her 50th birthday. And I just put in the chat, and I'm going to put it again because when someone arrives, you don't have the old chat. Here are some of the core questions that Rebecca has invited us to reflect upon, and as a way of blessing up her bright light. So
Thank you,
welcome
Carol.
anyone
And
to
I think I'd like to start out because I may not be able to stay very long. Um, so, and I have not had a chance to look at the questions, but I did want to say this. You know, when we have children, their inquisitiveness, their awe of the world around them um, inspires them to question and to probe and to explore. But in addition, you know, as we raise them up, we encourage them to be analytical thinkers and connect the dots in the lives that they live. and um, and if we are attuned to their spirit, we will be drawn to becoming our most authentic selves. And I think the greatest gift Rebecca has given to me is to force me to share my truth as I've lived it and as I am living it, and not the truth as some other authority has handed to us. And so I've said this in this gathering before at an earlier date when I think we were baptizing her a couple of years ago during the pandemic. And when I had her, I felt the need to be churched. And so I went back to the church of my origin, which was the Catholic Church. And without getting into too much detail, as the time approached for her first Holy Communion and she had to take confession, she wanted to know why, even though she had had the catechism information, and she wanted to know why she had to sit behind a curtain with Father Stalin. She said, you know, Mommy, Father Stalin already knows who I am. Why do I have to hide behind this curtain? And and I don't see you going to confession. You stop sinning, and all kinds of other questions. And I could have given her a nonsensical answer, but it was clear that what she was actually saying is, do you believe what you're asking me to believe? And if not, why not? And isn't there some other truth that you really believe? And can I enter into that with you in an authentic way? And so, needless to say, we are no longer Catholic. Although you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You don't burn the bridge that brought you over. And there's great wisdom and learning to be had in that tradition, although not necessarily the way it was given to us. And the bottom line for me, I think, which is Rebecca's greatest gift to me, is to challenge me to be my most authentic self. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you, Mama.
And Carolyn, I would love to just
give thanks for Maybelle Bennett because her greatest gift, God's greatest gift, and I'm stepping out on this limb, is God's greatest gift to Maybelle is her child, Rebecca. And she was the chosen vessel. What a great honor. And I've heard Rebecca speak many times of all the many incarnations that you two feel that you've had together, that you've traveled this world from one life to the next, growing in your fullness together. And I just want to give thanks for you this morning for being what the best that you could be. You know, who was that? The prophet says, your children don't belong to you. They just come through you. But your daughter, you brought forth such a blessing to all of us here and all of us in so many other places that we're not even aware of. So today, I give honor to you, my sister. God bless you. God bless you. And as I do that, I'll take a few more minutes to just a few more seconds, I won't be long, to just thank God for Rebecca. Because as Maybelle said, Rebecca caused me to live in a more authentic way. When I came to Empowered Institute, I had no idea that I would be there. I had no idea of the influence that Rebecca and all of the spiritual companions that I met there would have on my life. And it's continued to grow and grow in our journey toward liberation. I remember when I first became aware of Rebecca, it was at some leadership program that she was a part of, and she was speaking to the graduates of that program. And I was like, who is that little girl up there speaking with that voice so loudly and so affirmatively to all these graduates, and all the energy that was exuding from her? And then I met her in person, and I was like, wow. And she has helped me come into a thickness of myself that I was never aware of, that I hadn't tapped into, that I continue to tap into. And for her, Rebecca's she's such a wonderful storyteller, such a wonderful storyteller. And I could go on and on and on and on, and I won't. All I want to say is these 50 years, I'm sure, have just led you into a space of knowing and growing and developing into all that you were incarnated to be. And for that, I'm grateful. I love you, daughter. I guess I'll start calling you Queen Rebecca and not daughter.
Mama, just keep calling me daughter.
I like this Southern accent, that daughter.
Daughter. I'll be your DAWTA any day and every day. Thank you so much, Mama Love. Honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for saying yes. When I was
Unqualified.
I say, Mama, you know you're a priestess, right, Mama? Like I'm gonna need you, Mama, to get up off some of that wisdom on a regular basis, and language that was different than what was it part of your theological formation and your willingness to step outside of the bounds of what was familiar into what was calling you, and to lean in so fully and so generously. And Lizzie, thank you for bringing her into Spirit Rising. Mama Love, thank you, thank you. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. Thank you. And Mama Maybell, I so appreciate that Mama Love came back to what you had to share. I didn't say much in response to what you offered because we've had lifetimes of communicating. But let me be clear, absolutely clear that I've been chasing you around since God created souls. You have been everything to me. Everything. Absolutely everything. In so many ways. In so many ways. There are not enough thank yous. There are not enough thank yous. I hit the jackpot when you agreed to be my mother in this incarnation and all that would entail. And the greatest gift that I have received from you is your absolute assurance in your absolute and unconditional love. Yes, thank you. And your assurance about who and what I was. Sometimes we spend a lot of our childhood being interfered with by the adults in our lives who can't see us for who or what we are and who don't know how to hold that. And you have really been the guiding light of my life. And I am so grateful that I have not outgrown your light. I still watch you for clues on how to be human and divine. I still pay attention. I read what you read. I go where you go. I mean, I'm grown and I'm still a little duckling, right? Following you and believing that if you said it, it's true. And everything you have said about me has always been your best. You have never torn me down or sought to diminish me in any way. I have only known praise from your lips. And I have believed you. Would that more of that be your posture to yourself. But I can say that you gave me the best you could, giving your states of consciousness and your conditions. So thank you. There are not enough words. So I'm so glad I've got this lifetime with you. And when you are no longer in this form, I will continue to be an eternal companion, chasing you around the cosmos, talking about what we doing, where we going, we off to another star system. All right. You have been the mate of my soul.
What's it like, to witness such a love? What's it like? What's it like for us to witness this mythic journey between Rebecca and Maybelle? To witness a mother who only bestowed praise upon her daughter, who called her priestess since she was a young one. And in doing so, created this great legacy of their love that we are all in the blessing of. We have been witnessing Rebecca's mythic life, and we know the myth begins here with the partnership between these two exalted souls and a shared mission and a shared way of uplifting each other with so much love that it's created these extraordinary beings that we are in such awe of. What a story to witness. And Mama Urena, thank you for knowing this is just the way we begin, by honoring the mother. Thank you.
And I'd like to say just one more thing for a moment, too, for those of you who are bearing witness to this love between mother and daughter, for that is how we engage each other in this incarnation, though we have engaged each other in lots of configurations in the course of eternity. And I like your language, Carolyn, about myth and mythic. I want to be real, though, that this love wasn't forged from the irons of perfection. It didn't come without bumps and valleys, along with mountaintops, because there's a way that sometimes the myths obscure the hardships, and we have lived through hard together. We have loved through hard together. And that most assuredly has contributed to the depths and the quality of this love. Thanks for just letting me put a little bit of that in there.
We count on you to keep it real. And this space is just for you, dear Rebecca. Thank you. Alicia, is there something you would like to add in here?
Sure. Hello,
Hello.
happy Sunday. So can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, happy Sunday, everyone. So this spoken word not only answers the question, but it also shares reflection. It also shares Thanksgiving and also shares the impact that Miss Rebecca Bennett had on my life. So give me a little moment because it might be a little long-winded, but I promise you it's worth it.
So welcome.
Okay, I'm ready. Acacia, a calm for the sunlight, bright, born on Sunday, radiant and bold, a beautiful dark chocolate M&M with peanut sister. She glided into the Generations Health conference room back in 2017, standing tall, unapologetic, and fearless. Her voice clear, her message undeniable. We're going to have to do better than that for our people. No shy whispers, no watered down tones. She wasn't afraid to specify exactly who she stood for. Black mothers and Black babies. facing their toes from the racist practice deeply entrenched in the healthcare system. That day shamed me. It was the day I stopped code switching, stopped saying yes, master, stopped bending myself to fit the boxes they built for me. I refused to be dismissed as just an angry Black woman, simply because I have painful stories to share about my journey through a society that thrives on racism and misogyny. Akosia, greatest gift is love, a love fierce enough to silence the darkness, soft enough to heal the wound, unseen, rooted in the fruits of the Holy Spirit, kindness, joy, faithfulness, patience, self-control, gentleness, and above all else, love. Her love is revolutionary for teaching us to be our sister keeper, to hold our brothers accountable, to guide them back to leadership in our communal family of Black, Indigenous people of color. We shall no longer bow our heads in shame, no longer be shackled by this Me Too movement that often forgets us, because this is just us. We are the ones left catching crumbs, falling from the tables of a country that doesn't want us here, but wouldn't survive without us. It is a powerful feminine womb of Black Indigenous women that have always been and will always be the backbone of this forever attacked village. Akosia shine as the bright sun, bringing growth into my life, guiding me into a better version of Abba, born on Thursday, a seed of strength and perseverance. Her love showed me how to fully and properly, starting with my Black husband to be, my Black sons, and the Black men in my community, who are already beaten, attacked, shot, lynched, and emasculated enough by this world. She reminded me that love isn't just soft. It's a form of resistance, and it's essential to brighten this evil and demonic mess where we are constantly undergoing cleansing rituals and prayers that emerge into wisdom. Being our sister keeper means standing in the gap for one another, not just to survive, but to thrive. It means holding spaces for our tears and building each other up from ashes into strength. It means demanding justice even when the world tells us to stay silent. Akosia, light, taught me that love is the seed from which resilience grows. It is what connects us, it's what binds us as a village, what shields us from the storm. Because love, real love, is the greatest gift. Thank you, Akosia Rebecca Bennett, for being the sun, the light that shines boldly and beautifully. Thank you for teaching me to never dim my brilliance for anyone. Thank you for being the guide who helped me love deeper and build a stronger village. Happy 25th birthday, Akosia. May your light continue to shine fearlessly and brightly all who bless to know you. Asante, Asante, Asante.
Miss Alicia, I just love you. I love you. I love you so much. I didn't know you were a poet. Oh, thank you for sharing more of the dimensions of yourself. Can you send me that poem so I can sit, so I can have it and sit with your brilliance and your awesome power and creativity. Please.
Well, it's a lot you don't know about me, Miss Rebecca. It's a lot you don't know, but I had to just show you one little special gift, and that's my gift of word.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Alicia. My cup runneth over. Thank you so much.
I heard Alicia say revolutionary love. Love is a form of resistance. And, you know, part of what you're capturing today, Rebecca, is how people see your unique spiritual effort, essence and offering. And that word revolutionary love captures it so big. Who else would be moved to share here? For those who have arrived late, Rebecca's invitation is to share how she has been of spiritual support to you. And what are some of the greatest gifts of spirit that you see in her? Aisha, we'd be so delighted to hear from you. And welcome wherever you are. Tell us first, where are you arriving from, Aisha?
I'm in the St. Louis, Missouri, y'all. I made it back home.
I'm glad you
And
made it back home safe and sound.
yes,
That means so much. I hope we get a chance to hear and harvest the learnings of your journey.
yes. Really grateful. It's really so fortuitous that I came home on Miss Rebecca's birthday. And I want to extend a gratitude towards you for the extension of mentorship that you offered during my trip. Um, and before my trip as well. It really was, it was good guidance that I needed, and it was helpful for me. Uh, and just in general, I mean, not even just on like the physical trip that I went on um, recently, but just like the trip of life in general. Miss Rebecca, you've been a huge, huge source of wisdom and support to me and my family in so many ways. Um, you're one of my sheroes. Definitely someone I look up to greatly. Um, and yeah, you've been a real man. I don't even really have words. I'm actually really genuinely struggling for words here. Um, you've been like a spiritual parent for me in a lot of ways. And so much of how I move through the world and the ethics that I have, the beliefs that I have been shaped by you and the work that you've done. That I've been grateful to be a part of when I can. So every year that goes by that you are still gracing the earth with your presence is one that we are all deeply, deeply better for. And have to have so much gratitude for. So thank you for continuing to let your spirit inhabit this form. I know it's probably desperately awaiting a new one for the next adventure, but we're grateful that you've chosen to continue to spend so much time with us here. Um, so thank you. I'm so grateful and happy, happy, happy birthday.
I love you, little sister. Thank you for being and for teaching, because I have learned much from your life and your willingness to share truthfully and transparently. about your journeys. You are so you so evolved, Aisha. Just, and I know you'd be like, oh, I'm in the struggle at times, and I haven't done this, I don't have that, but you know, you are from another era that feels like it's Afrofuturism embodied. And I learned from you, and I'm grateful to be in relationship with you. Much love always.
Sally.
Good morning, everyone. My sister, Rebecca. Not only do I love the energy that you share with your mother, but I can relate to that with my daughter as well. I enjoy and look forward to and anticipate weekly the spirit and the safeness of the expression of spirit in the Salon for the Soul. And that is because of the light that shines from you and your belief in putting this all together for us. You have given me permission to step outside of the boxes that people have designed for me to live in, have tried to define who I should be, how I should be, how I should walk, how I shouldn't wiggle, how I shouldn't jiggle, how I shouldn't talk, how I shouldn't sing, how I shouldn't grow, all of that above, and given me this distinct permission and safeness to know that I am unapologetically blackity black. I walked out of very interesting Catholicism as well and landed right in where I'm supposed to be. Right where I'm supposed to be. I too had experienced George Stallings. Absolutely have experienced. And that gave me my planting in the church and like, hey, wait. You mean we belong here too? But yeah, I just want to thank you and bless you with the words as you have blessed my life, and not just my life, but Chef Lena's life as well. And supporting her and her journey. And I'm just not only just with you, but the faces I'm looking at in front of me every Sunday. And however we get here, and I'm looking at who's not here and who should be here, but where we're supposed to be today. And I love being loved. And I love that I can love more wholly because of what I receive from all of you, and especially from Miss Rebecca as well. So thank you.
Oh, Sally, you have us all taking lots of notes here. One thing that I'm hearing loud and clear from you that has been echoed by so many is that Rebecca's greatest gift to me, as Maybell said, is this invitation, this challenge to be my authentic self, to live authentically, to not code switch, to be Black. Just hearing that through so many voices. And this is liberating love. this liberation of our souls to be our authentic selves is what I'm hearing, Rebecca. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm experiencing. That is who we are. We are beloveds who are being liberated by how you love, but also by the contagiousness of liberation, by your own journey of daring to be your authentic self, to be black, to be bold, to be fierce, to be such big love, even in the public space.
Thank you, dear sister. Sally, you know I've always loved you since I met you. Because you're just so one of a kind. Like, there's no other Sally. Hey, that's just one of a kind. And you've always been that. So I'm grateful that I could help to support you. But I've always experienced you as a one of a kind, original. And then you gave birth to an original. And y'all just have so much creative life force, so much generative power that it's ridiculous. Like it's extraordinary. But I thank you, big sister, as you're further along the journey, and I marvel and have marveled at you and how you work in spaces that want your creativity but would straitjacket your truth, and how you have been unwilling um, to swallow the dogma and to perpetuate it because of your love for yourself and your love of the young ones. And even if that means leaving a job and moving on. And I'm heartened by that. So I want to mirror back for a moment, Carolyn. You talk about the liberating love, but there's so much that I think is an exchange of that with this circle. It's not surprising that this constellation of souls has come together, because we each carry in our medicine bundle some of that particularly potent medicine. And it gets amplified when we're in proximity with one another and in relationship with one another. Thank you, big sister. Sally. Hey.
Alicia, welcome, dear.
Good morning, everyone. Teacher Rebecca, happy birthday. I will just say, from the first time I ever heard you speak, the way that my soul lit ablaze, like it felt like my insides was on fire. I had never felt anything like that before. It was such an undeniable feeling. There's just a way that you, and like ever since then, I always feel that there's a way that you speak soul to soul. It's such a beautiful gift, and there's so many parts of life that maybe speaks only to mind or speaks only to body, and there has been a way that you have spoken to the wholeness of it, the invitation to shift consciousness, the invitation to be in relationship with our heart, the invitation to listen to and be guided by our soul, the invitation to be with our bodies. I've never met a person like you who is, you do not separate any of it. You don't shame the sexuality. You don't deny the lessons from nature. And it's just been so beautiful to feel this like constant invitation to uh, remember the parts of ourselves, like put back together the parts of ourselves that we have been conditioned to separate and to see as not belonging in a space. Um, and as a I just learned so much from you as a teacher, like just from the way that you are, the way that you facilitate, the way that you speak, the rhythm, the energy, the way that you just like channel and flow, and also the way that you are so committed to being a student of life and the lessons that you pull from thunder to imaginal cells to Sufi poets to the solar system. Like it is just so beautiful to see how open of a vessel you are to learning from this beautiful thing called life, and helping us to remember how much is available to us, how much is trying to communicate and connect with us, how much we get to be in relationship with. Um, it is, yeah, this space, and to have you be this amazing dynamic person, and to feel that there's the way that you lead. I also really deeply admire the fact that you have this community where you allow space for other folks to lead, that you're invested in developing the leadership in other people. It's there's just so many ways, and just witnessing and observing and learning from you, the way you talk to your children when they get on, when they're present with you. There's you're just constantly giving, and it's an invitation to not just expand our consciousness to our hearts, but to really shift the way we be, and to constantly align with um our choice of freedom and just expansiveness. And I'm just so grateful how full and on fire and whole I leave every single session that we are together. And I am so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful to be on this life journey and to have you as a guide and a teacher. Thank you for so much and everything that you give us.
Delisha, I'm gonna keep you. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep you. Delisha, you are breathtaking. You are breathtaking. And I've so appreciated your presence and your openness of spirit, and your the intentionality that you have put into growing into the fullness and dimensionality of yourself, and that is taking you to places that others of us are scared of, and that you hold that space, you embody it, and that you hold it for lots of others to reimagine what we have said is off limits and is not sacred. And you said, but. No. We must have room to celebrate all of ourselves, including the ways of being that don't fit within the norm, what the idealized, fictionalized norms that are not truthful, are not truthful, don't accurately reflect the human experience. You've been a great teacher, too. I appreciate that. I feel bolder because I'm in relationship with you. Oh, y'all, thank you all. I just want to say for a moment, I asked for this so that I might believe it more too, and so that in this decade ahead, I might live even more into what is in me, and not shrink, not shrink. So I'm taking it in. I'm taking it in. Thank you.
Adante, we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks if you can. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Rebecca. I literally was changing some words at the top of this. I am one, thank you, Carolyn, and thank you, Miss Stacy, for even just conjuring this, putting this together. Thank you, Rebecca, for seeking it. I too sometimes have a hard time receiving and hearing and letting that just be. So literally, I was typing what you just said at the top of what I'm about to read, and changing it from, because I was playing on this idea of root teacher, and the depth of roots, but I changed the title to So I Might Believe It More, because that just felt right. So I like to write because it just makes me feel good. So let's see how that works. If I can see it, I might. We're gonna see. We'll make it work. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, here we go. I got it now. Some people move through the universe like a soft wind, with whispers of quiet prayers answered in their coattails. Some people got that kind of presence that don't just enter space, they hold it, mold it, transmute it, and when necessary, create it, shift it, reject it, or resist it. They got that kind of gravity that pulls you back to yourself, tornadoing prophetic reflections till your revolutions become evolutions, all in the name of love. They remind you you ain't lost, you can't get lost. Muting the sound of our voice is only accidental. Some people walk with a rooted pulse, a vessel, a breath, a flame, the calling of source settled in the rhythm of their hips. See, you be that. There are some people who see and others who behold, carving ancestral names and their hush tarrying into the moonstone of this physical world. Some people use their presence to call upon the sacred, to catch glimpses of the world's essence and weave picturesque descriptions of the past, present, and past future. See, you be that. You be that gift, that divine assignment, a demonstration of alignment, that old school, let me lay my hands on your spirit because I got some knowingness kind of energy. You be mosaic and spacious, audacious. The very basis of traveling whispers turn triumphant. Your war cries be what the Bible defines, revelationary songs played by Zion's trumpet. I'm saying you got that presence. You be the ocean and the stars, the soil and the breeze, the depth and the rise, the wish and the presence. See, you be limitless. And we revel in that abundance. May this power be forever fortified. Ashe, amen. And so it is. See, you be that.
Oh, you did that, Dante. Oh, that was fire. And so it couldn't be more accurate.
I was about to say, and so is she, ain't that?
Yes.
Ain't that? Yeah.
You know, y'all know I like words. I ain't got no words. Got no words. Oh.
And thank you for helping me with that little title change. I like that. So I might believe it more because this is yours.
Can you inbox me that, please? Please, may I have that laminated and then stick it next to my bed when them spirits.
Dante, was that you be there?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
When those spirits of self-doubt and my own confusion. You know, it's not my fault, but it is my work to work through my confusions. And thank you so much for the clarity of your soul. Thank you, Adande. And the eloquence. I be loving that word wizardry. I'm like, you're killing me. Like, that's my love language right there. You know. Thank you.
Oh, can we take any more deliciousness? Lizzie, we welcome you to speak in here. Our hearts are already bursting full.
Yes, I'm having so many thoughts and feelings, and I just feel so grateful to be here in this circle, and so grateful to be in the shine of your son, Rebecca. And Adonde, yes, that was freaking fire, and like, so fire. I'm buzzing. I'm really buzzing. Um, Gosh, it feels like there's so much here from like the way that you're and your mother's love touches my heart and opens my heart to my mother, to the way that your community is loving on you, and that we all like get to just reflect back what you've some of what you've given us or how you've enriched us. And and I'm also feeling how like this whole time, yeah, I just like many times that I'm with you, I feel brought into my deeper center and more in touch with myself. And I found this like this like really strong urge to go find this goddess pendant that I used to wear maybe like 8 years ago. It came to me and it was so central to like how I felt myself. And anyway, I can't find it right now, but it's like I'm having all these strong urges that are like bringing me into the truth of who I am, which is so much, I think, of the gift that you bring, Rebecca, that you bring us into deeper into the truths of who we are. And there is like a goddess, there is like a feminine goddess priestess archetype about that, that is so much of who you are. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna pause and take a breath. When I was 18 in my like young adult life, I was mentored very, very closely by my aunt, who remains like one of the highest examples of my life of like the teacher archetype and revolutionary archetype. And when I was coming back to St. Louis after college and after like years of immersion in women's community with her and the community that she built, I knew that I needed something like that in St. Louis. And there was a lot of things that made, yeah, there was a lot of things that my aunt gave me, um, including like exposing whiteness for what it is and really reaching beyond the cultural boundaries of what like our family of origin was. And when I came back to St. Louis, I was looking for the priestess in town and the circle that would meet that part of my soul and that would, yeah, meet me where I felt myself to be. And I happened across the In Power Institute website, and you were doing a New Year's ritual. This was like so long ago. This was like over 10 years ago. It was before the currents, I don't even know where it was, but I found you on the internet and I was like, and there was some invitation about a New Year's ritual, writing things down and burning it up. And I wasn't able to come to that at that time. And this might have even still been when I was in college and like just home. But that's just all to say that when I found that, I was like, oh, here is someone. Here is like, here's a person that I am drawn to be with and to learn from and to sit with. And it took years after that to like actually meet and encounter you. And that was by the time you were in the Wyoming space and I got to start coming to Spirit Rising regularly. Um, yeah, so I've just been so enriched by your spiritual wisdom and fire. And so many people have. And mm, and yeah, what's coming to me is just the brightness of your shine, the fierceness of your spirit, the bigness of your love, the bigness of your heart, the bigness of your heart, um, and your mind, and the bigness of your mind. I'm also this whole time thinking about like I don't know much about what Aquarius is, but I'm like, oh, Rebecca is an Aquarius. Like your mind is so big, and you have this way of being able to expand into so many ideas and bring it forward with so much eloquence and possibility. So anyway, I could say so much more, but yeah, you're a teacher, you're a shining example of female power, like a shining, brilliant, blazing example of female power. And I'm so grateful to get to see that. And I'm so grateful for that. It shapes me. And yeah, I'm so grateful. You don't have to respond because I know there's a million people that want to, well, there's not a million, but there's a lot of people I know who want to share. Grateful for you.
I will respond though. I know I don't have to, but I will. I want to thank you so much, dear Lizzie. You have been such a sweet companion on the journey. And I really do mean that. You embody that yin energy very beautifully. And I've learned much from that because so much of how I have moved through the world has required that I lead with yang and embracing even more fully the yin and in the body in very embodied ways. You model that so well. But I also have learned much from your journey. And so I didn't know that so much of what I was doing was spiritual direction. I hadn't come across that language until you brought that language and brought the book, The Unknown She, and like my absolute clarity that I was marked by the divine feminine, to use genderized language for something that is beyond our constructions and conceptions of gender, right? But that I was really a cosmic daughter of the divine feminine, a generative, creative force of life itself, showing up in this particular set of vibrations and frequencies. I got that clarity directly from my relationship with you. Because when you started talking about, oh, I'm reading this and I'm doing this, and I read this book and this thing about spiritual direction, I'm like, wait. And then I look it up and I talked to Carolyn, and then I found a program and I signed up and went through this year-long program and did like that I have gained much from our relationship has supported me in my development and my clarity around this part of myself that wasn't named before. Experienced and lived, yes, not named. But the naming of that and greater clarity of that came through relationship with you. Thank you so much.
Oh, praise, praise, praise. Sweet Tea, can we hear from you?
Sure can. Happy birthday, Rebecca. I came into Spirit Rising about 2018, and I called it Soul Rising for the longest time. Soul Rising, Soul Rising. My soul was touched by walking into the room at Empower Institute. And eventually I got it right. It is soul and spirit that you lift up. And you're just beyond your years. I thought you were 50 when I walked in the room. And then I'm like, what? Where does she come from? And now meeting your mom and seeing the connection between you and the energy, and that both of you are teachers teaching each other. It is just incredible. And I was on a plane a week ago, and there was a mother-daughter sitting next to me in the seat, and they were arguing about something, and I overheard the conversation. And they both had to go to the bathroom, and they left, and the mother said, you probably heard what I was saying in terms of what we were arguing about. And I was like, yeah, I heard it. But I teared up because they knew how to be in a relationship with each other despite having disagreements. And I wished I had that with my mom. You learned how to be in relationship, the ups and the downs. And it made me cry when she said that. I was like, I loved hearing them, because I knew they were in relationship with each other and they'd be back. You have open arms. When I've been hurting, you've brought me into your family. I love you. Spirit Rising has probably kept me alive. Your wisdom, the community that you have built, the communities that you have built. You've built more than one community. It's multiple communities. And you have just a unique spiritual essence. That has just touched my heart and so many others. And just how you synthesize information, it's incredible. I've worked with you and you've taken my gobbledygook and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, that is exactly what I said. And you were able to just piece it together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and happy birthday.
I love you, sweet tea. Thank you, thank you. You've helped grow me up. And in that love, asked me to be even more accountable to how I show up. And I appreciate you in so many, 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 many ways. Thank you for letting me be on the journey with you. It has truly been a pleasure, indeed, to watch you come into your power in so many ways, in like the bigness of it, in terms of holding formal power, and in the quieter ways of holding relational power through intentionality, being intentional about constituting, developing, cultivating relationship and connection. You know, many of us can need things or want things, but not all of us have the courage to open ourselves up and to ask, invite, and create what we want and need. And you have modeled that so beautifully over the years. Thank you for letting me bear witness.
I'll go next. So, first I got to start. Javania is not here, but if she were here, we'd have to do what we do, which is we want to say happy birthday to you, to you. We want to say happy birthday to you, you. Thank you, Rebecca, for being in our life. You enrich it, you inspire it, you motivate us to start the healed future. And this is the original song that I'm making up right now from the Michelles. Yeah, so that's from the Michelles right there. I know she would want me to, she'd be like, so you didn't sing the song, so I gotta sing something, right? So much to say. And first I'd want to say happy birthday to you, Mama Maybell. Because I always, with my mom on my birthday, I always told her and tell her continuously happy birthday, because it's her day too, just as much as it is my day. So I want to extend that to you. So happy birthday to you, Mama Maybell. I just love you to pieces. Love you to life. And of course, Rebecca, this is for you, your happy birthday celebration. But of course I had to start from where it started. So when I met Rebecca, she was serving as a midwife in my life that she didn't know. I met her randomly by going to a dance class, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is what I want to do, right? But it was also at a time where I didn't know if I wanted to continue living or not. And so she ushered in a new era where from being with you, Rebecca, serving as my life coach, you helped me to do like what others have already talked about, you helped me to trust myself. And I think that was one of the biggest gifts, so that I might believe in the power of me. That was really huge. Yeah, that right there, that set the course for a new part 2 of April's life. Trusting myself, and just being with you. Like, I carry you with me. Like, man, I probably say your name at least 5 times a week. I don't know. My students know you every year. The class knows you, because even in my class that I teach, I'm like, it's important how we enter and exit relationships. Like, I'm every time from that yoga session where you like, greet your partner, right? And then you say thank you at the end. This is what I teach them. And they're just like, and I had a student that came, they were like, oh my God, I just appreciate the way that you hold class. Like it's, I've never seen it before. And partly I get that from you. So thank you for serving as a master teacher. And then, of course, with that unqualified yes, that stays with me. And I share that with my students. I'm like, hey, whatever you want to research in here, it's an unqualified yes. Like, literally, I carry you with me. Your curriculum that you provide all of us is a master teacher's curriculum, in that you show us how to be. Simply be. You model, not just show it and tell and speak it, but you then model it. You model for us like how to be. Your spiritual gifts that I picked up on, of course, is wisdom, leadership, teaching, and healing as you stalk the healed future. You give us permission to be. As you let your own light shine, you unconsciously give other people, us, permission to do the same. As you are liberated from your fear, your presence automatically liberates us. Thank you for sharing your curriculum. And your curriculum is just you. Thank you for showing up for you. Because when you show up for you, you inevitably show up for us. Thank you for saying yes and continuously saying yes. I just love you. There's not enough words. You've been there since the beginning. Marriage, you married us, house blessing, and every time, we are all better for it. And everybody that we are in community with then get to reap the benefits of you and the curriculum that you share, because we then pass it on. So our cup overflows because you overflow. And you've never met half these people, but they met you. They know you, and not just in St. Louis, United States, but internationally. My folks around the world, they're like, yes, you're your mentor, Rebecca. Yeah, Rebecca, for real. So if you ever hear your ears ringing, that's them talking about you somewhere, lifting you higher. And so I just say thank you, I love you.
I love you too, dear April. I do. I'm so happy that you said yes to life. That unqualified yes then became the womb for so many other yeses. And you could have made a different choice, as you know. And you chose life. And so your choosing life has created abundant life for so many others, myself included. Thank you. Indeed. Thank you. And because, you believe everything is possible. You model that very, very well. And that is perhaps one of the hallmark messages of your life, is that we can. And you've said that message to so many, to me included, in that, you want to do it? Yeah, we can. That is doable. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. And I'm like, I don't know. You're like, no, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. So, thank you. Thank you for stretching the bounds of what I have believed possible in this incarnation, because of your absolute belief that it can be done. Fill in the it. And then the fact that you have manifested that in different ways in your life. Thank you.
Dear Rebecca, if I was to ask my heart, who is Rebecca to me? My heart would say, she is one who loves me. She is one who sees me. She is one who believes in me. If I was to ask my heart, who is this Rebecca? I would say she is my teacher. She's given me someone to admire and to emulate, to look up to. She is light on the path. If I was to ask my heart, who is this Rebecca? I would say she is a channel of spirit, of wisdom, of goddess presence, of fierce love. She is a tinder of community. She makes beloved community possible. She's one that has such vision, has ancestral vision of who we can be. That is this field of possibility that we all gather within. If I was to ask my heart, who is Rebecca? I would say she is a bodhisattva. She is one that came into these times in a very intentional way to very particular circumstances and a particular mother and a particular father, a particular flight over the oceans to be born in this United States country with the blessing of your ancestors to bring forth a particular medicine for our times, an ancestral medicine of vision, a vision of who we can be together, but also a vision of just impeccable presence. If I had one adjective to describe you, it would be impeccable integrity. And when I talk about this community, which I do often, because it has shaped me so much that I don't know who I'd be without it. When I speak of this community, I say we gather around a vision of great love. And also we are held by the love of an impeccable teacher. And that's real different than the context that people know about. Because usually people haven't, I mean, it's rare in this world that to have leadership modeled in such a fashion that is so uplifting to all and so integrous and so vulnerable and so powerful and so loving. There's a saying that what you admire, you become. And you began by sharing, Rebecca, how you're still a student of your mother and still in admiration of her. And so we all are by extension as well. And we are all in admiration of you and how you lead and how you love. And that is the catalyst of all of our becomings. I don't know who I'd be if I hadn't met you. I've needed a role model. I've needed a teacher. I've needed to see someone walk their soul path with such integrity and such vulnerability and such devotion. And I see that in you. And I know you carry a lot. And I know that fidelity is you got this soul assignment. It's a blessing and a burden. It's an honor if ever I can carry just the lightest thing alongside you. I love this community. And it flows through the imagination of your heart and your people. Thank you, teacher. Thank you for giving us all something to aspire to. I love you.
I love you too, soul twin.
I know.
I do. So much of your blooming has um, catalyzed and encouraged my own. So thank you. You all, this has been such an extraordinary gift. It's been such an extraordinary gift to me. And I can't say thank you enough for sharing. And I want to encourage us to perhaps make this a tradition where if you are open and it is your birthday and you let us know, we get to hold space for you and share the ways that you have influenced and informed our lives, because we need more mirrors in spaces that many of us live and work in, spaces that are distorted, have distorted perceptions of us. And it's good to have a village that can see us more lovingly and fully and help us then be ourselves even more fully. So I'm appreciating this gift, and I want it to be the gift that keeps on giving to I'll tell a little quick frame in this restorative justice book that I was reading by Fania Davis, Dr. Fania Davis. She was talking about what happens in a particular community in South Africa when one of its members has broken the covenant and caused harm in some way. And instead of incarcerating that person or isolating that person, the village gathers together and for 3 days surrounds that person, holds that person in the center, and reminds them of all the good things they've ever done. All the caring, all the love, all the support, all the growth. So that they might recover these parts of themselves. Are y'all with me? That's such a profoundly different thing than our reactions, our conditioned reactions, that when someone does something that hurts another, we blame them and shame them, and punish them. And this community adds to what they do. So it is not to say that there isn't an accounting and there isn't a restoration and restitution that has to happen, but as part of their process, they also focus on affirming what is at the core of the person, so that both the person and the village can see the soul in its fullness and not only act out of hurt and wounding. Stephanie is such an evolved way of being, both human and divine with each other. So I don't think it requires wounding for us to engage these practices, don't you know? I appreciate that you all on this here birthday of mine have shared with me more fully some of the ways that I have impacted your and lives and contributed to it. It helps me see more of myself, especially in times that I believe the times to come, when there's lots of over-againstness and hostility, and a lot of effort to get us to shrink away from what we know to be true in order to conform and in order to survive. May we have the strength of being to not do so in the face of that kind of pressure, but we do need reinforcement. So thank you for this holy reinforcement today. And may everybody get the opportunity for such holy reinforcement in our community. So, okay, I'm gonna turn it back over. I just wanted to say that so that it could be your turn on the love seat when your birthday comes.
Desiree, would you please play for us our final song, and let this be a celebration song where we can all celebrate this loving spirit of our root teacher and bless her up as we sing and move to this beautiful song that Adande chose.
From above and the purpose that you placed on me. Thank you for the gifts in the midst of the shifts. I could still feel your presence on me. I'm praying for the strength and the courage and the wisdom to birth what you placed in me. You trust me with assignments. I'm walking in alignment. You bringing out the best in me.
If it's for me, let it stay. If it's not, I let it go. If it's gon' get in my way, I don't want that no more. If I'm blind, help me see. If I'm wrong, help me grow. Take your time with me. I only want what you want.
I receive my divine assignment so I can walk in my alignment. I receive my divine assignment. I'm gonna walk in my alignment. Oh, I receive my divine assignment so I can walk in my alignment. I receive my divine assignment. I'm gonna walk in my
Aww. Let's close just blessing up our beloved sister and teacher, Rebecca. Oh, praise. We give praise to you, great goddess of love, for sending us your daughter, Rebecca. May she be so well resourced by these words that have been shared, by these blessings, by the overflow of our hearts. We pray prayers of protection around her as she does her holy work. And we give thanks and praise to her beloved ancestors, to her muses, to her helping spirits, and to the force of love that she is. Praise, praise, praise be. Blessings to all in this community.
Amen.
Invite us to unmute ourselves.
Can
say
we
our
get the
final
name of that last song, please, and the composer?
Yeah, I can email that to Maybell. If you put your email address in the chat, I'll email it directly to you.
Thank you.
Carolyn, why don't you email it to the group? Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. Well, yeah, I can ask Adonde too.
We can do that. I've also put the link in the chat for those that are
Okay.
can utilize the chat. I've also put it in there.
Thank you.
I wanted to say quickly before we go, my birthday's at the end of the month, and I dropped a link in the chat to invite all of you all. My gift for myself this year is play. So if you want to come do some laser tag and go-kart and ropes course and things, I would really, really love for you all to celebrate with me and bring your friends, bring whoever, bring your kids, and have some fun.
That sounds